detonated. Their electronics are offline. Assassin.
Hello and welcome to episode 25, yes 25 of the MOAB project, and as promised I have got a special episode for you here. It's using a very unorthodox weapon, as you can see just up on the screen there, the M16, but a lot of people when they go for an M16 MOAB have leveled it up enough to get either red dot rapid fire or silencer rapid fire. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately because I wasn't doing very well with the gun up to this point, but I was only about level 8 or 9 with it, so I hadn't unlocked the 2 attachments, proficiency and rapid fire, so it is just with rapid fire, so just with red dot even, so I think that kind of makes it a little more impressive. But I normally give out a few tips and tricks in throughout the videos saying, you know, this is quite a viable weapon, and this really isn't. This is arguably one of the worst guns I've ever used in one of the Call of Duty kind of games. Obviously there's a few who are worse, but from like the M16 from COD 4 when that was an absolute monster and nothing can beat it, going to here where it's pretty much a 2-shot kill and the rate of fire is pretty low is kind of a bit of a bummer, but kind of have to make do with what you've got. And what I've got here, as you can see, I've got the MP9 as my secondary, and now that is a very viable weapon. As you can see, I've put in the title, this is an M16/MP9 MOAB, as I kind of needed to resort to whipping out my secondary because of the severe rate of fire difference between that and the M16 in a few sequences of events later into the game, which I'll kind of point out and say, you know, what was going through my mind and why I was doing that. And you see I pick up the specialist bonus with the MP9. When you get into kind of like tight quarters and tight situations, you kind of see long ranges, M16 is fine. I've got no qualms of using it like down these lines of sight into their spawns and stuff, as they kind of try and turn it around, that team there. As you see, they're beating us here, but obviously I'm not going to include the whole gameplay because I thought it was going to be like a 10-minute video. But we ended up triple capping and going to win it, and I was unfortunate not to drop a double MOAB as well. I got shot in the back on about a 14 kill streak, I think, so I thought that would have been a bit too crazy though. Double MOAB with an M16, that would have just been like, what the hell is he da fuck? But yes, so as you can see, marksman is a very good perk to be using with this as well, because the M16 doesn't really have much of a damage drop off. Using it at range is quite a good weapon, because when people are using fully automatics and submachine guns out of you, they're going to be getting the kick and or the kickback firing up, so they're not going to be able to get the accuracy which you can actually get with the M16 at range. However, as you can see here, close quarters situations, you kind of just need the severe rate of fire difference that the MP9 can kind of supply you. As you can see, I've only just got like a 2-3 shot like burst fire, couple of rounds into that guy, so that's preferably why you need to have a moderately decent secondary weapon. I would probably recommend, I'm not going to recommend the FMG9s because I refuse to use them, and therefore, you know, I'm not going to kind of encourage people to use them. But Scorpion Akimbo, they're kind of a good alternative, as you know, they're not as frowned upon. They haven't got as big as clip as the FMG9s or the rate of fire, but they're quite good, and you know, overall they kind of get the job done. You can see I was unlucky not to pick that sniper off, but I think we are getting quite close to the MOAB here. Swapping to the M16 at this point probably wasn't my best thoughts, shall we say, thought process throughout the game, because you'll see later, just when I go back down the tunnel, I'm lucky because I was like, oh, I need to get some more M16 kills because this is meant to be an M16 MOAB, so I pull it out here, switch to it, and will luckily get, like I saw him get a headshot. If you can get headshots, it's fine, but when you don't get the headshots and they sponge, you just get turned on so easily, and it's, you know, it's very frustrating. This, I was so lucky to get behind him and pick up the MOAB there, so you know, it was a very tense game to play, and I was absolutely buzzing when I got this because I thought, you know, this is going to be something quite big, something a bit different. And I, you know, hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please please leave a like, maybe a favourite, and possibly share the video with a few people on Twitter. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 26, where the videos will just keep getting better and better.